Welcome. You have reached review time with Emperiol. Today's review for P Valley Season 1, Episode 4, The Trap. Let's get into it. So, this episode was just what I consider like filler episodes. Wasn't really much to it. You had Andre, you left off last episode, episode 3, where you had Andre reaching out to his godfather saying may have a problem with Uncle Clifford in his strip club, Pink, and you show Andre with his godfather, which is the mayor, and with a investor that's trying to place a casino promised land down. What you reveal is, I guess they got something with that if you bring a casino like in those areas, down south areas, they must be like on a river. So the Pink Property strip club is basically they need that property out the way. So the mayor Andre basically said, well, they get ready to foreclose, and how about we make them a generous offer to move on. So the investor pretty much like, if they get ready to foreclose, forget them. Like, let them foreclose, and we buy the property after foreclosing and keep it moving. And so basically it was like, we need to make this move or we're gonna move on somewhere else. And so they was like, well, give us 2 weeks. So then the Godfather talked to Andre pretty much like, look, man, listen, I don't know why you brought that up, but this is a chance for us to have legacy and, you know, uh, basically move on for our families with this opportunity, bringing this casino into these areas. So developers have been buying up the properties in the area. So that's where that went. It showed Autumn Night, where she's been taking wiring transfer money of $9,000. So taking the $9,000 in all the other like movies or whatever you have watched, if you keep the money underneath a certain amount, it doesn't set off a flag. So that's why in the episode you keep sending her off that she's transferring $9,000, $9,000, $9,000, or whatever. So it doesn't set off some type of flag. And so you see her take the money, dip the money in alcohol, and then take this money into a bank, and then shows her take the money and deposit. She got a deposit slip of like 28,000, and it showed her taking that money, and you see she's building something or whatever. She's smarter than everybody would think. She was tied into something. I've been saying that you don't know exactly what she was tied into, but she was tied into something like she know how to move money. And so her and Mercedes still got the rivalry. We finally reached Mercedes' last dance, and the girls in the club who she was close with, Keyshawn, Miss Mississippi, and Gidget, they found out she knew that the club was going under, so they kind of took offense to it. Really, Gidget did, because she's looking at, this is all we got, and you moving on. You know what I'm saying? And you should have told us. And pretty much Mercedes is like, well, it ain't like you would have did anything if I told you anyway. Ain't like and it would have changed anything. But Gidget thought they were more closer than that. It shows Keyshawn trying to teach Autumn how to get on. Gidget trying to teach Autumn how to get on the pole and work her magic. However, she basically said she couldn't do it. She finally met up with Andre after Uncle Clifford told her, listen, there's nothing special about you. He took pictures of everybody here. And Uncle Clifford showed her where she had pictures of her on his computer. So from there, all of them went to Andre. Pretty much approached him. He kind of blacked on her. She blacked on him. They had a back and forth. And then he touched home and he said, you know, basically you need to go tend to your kid and, uh, you know, raise another thirsty whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that hit home because she knows she lost her kid. And, you know, she started uh, beating on him and she was crying and he held her. And he ended up keeping her that night. And but they didn't do anything. He woke up the next day and she pretty much was like, she got upset because she lost her kid. And then it just shows her she left and it shows her going different times to collect money and transfer money and she's wearing different wigs and stuff like that. So she's making her moves for whatever reason she's making her moves for. We don't know that yet. Meanwhile, you have Mercedes' mom, who Mercedes want this $20,000 for the building for her dance studio, and she called her mom, "Hey, I need this money." Mom's not answering. The mom went to the pulpit at the church service, and the mom is there. The mom wants to, you know, do her thing. That the pastor's traveling, she want to be able to run a church, but he feels though a woman shouldn't be in the pulpit. The woman shouldn't be running the church, being the main pastor or reverend or whatever. So she disagrees because she moves the crowd. She sings, the crowd gets behind her, and she's showing her way. But the pastor didn't like that, so he pulled her in the side and basically like told her like, if you got a problem with it, you need to basically find a new church. So it shows her go to the bank, take out the $20,000. Mercedes still can't get a hold of her. The woman for the bank, the real estate agent that has the property, is pretty much telling Mercedes, "Hey, these people buying these properties left and right. You need to make a down payment and lock yourself in." And so the agent pretty much said, "Hey, you need to come tonight, or somebody else is going to get it." So Mercedes told her to meet her at the place and her mom will bring a check. She arrives. You see the mom getting out of the car. You think the mom is coming to the club. Well, she looks like she's about to come to the club. Mercedes said, "Don't come to the club. Basically, meet me over there where Kroger is." So that's where the place is. So you give me the check and I can give to this woman. When she gets there, the woman was like, "Oh, it's too late. You know, the property's already bought." And then the mom comes out of the building. And she looking like, "Well, what you coming out of the building for?" And then the mom was like, "God told me I need to have my own church. So I took the money, I put the money down, I'm going to have my own church." And then Mercedes looking like, "What? You stole, like basically you stole my money. This is from my dance studio." And then the mom is like trying to throw God and all that. And Mercedes is looking like, this is Mercedes' last dance and all this. I'm supposed to be moving on. You took my hard-earned money and you took and did whatever you wanted to do with it. It wasn't your right to do that. But the mom just went on. And so it shows Mercedes good, bad, or indifferent. And nobody should hit their mom. But her rage and upset and pain, she just took off and hit her mom, and they start scrapping. So you knew from that how that was going to end. They ended up in jail, or what the police at the end of the episode to show her getting locked, both of them getting locked up. And so back at the club, this is Mercedes' last night. Mercedes ain't performing, so the crowd is getting antsy. You had Little Murder finally. He been trying to get some hits. He finally got a hit that'll work. So Keyshawn said, "I'm gonna step up, Miss Mississippi, and say I take on the spot." And so Uncle Clifford like, "Whatever, I need somebody." And so Keyshawn went up there and did her thing, and then the crowd was into it, throwing out money and stuff like that. And so before Mercedes went out and got into her mom, her and Autumn had like a little back and forth. And Autumn was like, you know, basically that locker you got gonna need to be filled pretty quickly. And so Mercedes was like, well, I earned it pretty much. And then she's like, you got any message for a newcomer? And she was like, said something sarcastic. And then Autumn basically said, don't come back, don't get cut trying to come back over here crawling in. And so, you know, Mercedes just blew it off and kept it moving. But I keep saying they're gonna end up being close friends, but I don't know. They still got back and forth going on. So it looks like, I think, that's how most good relationships might start off or whatever. So it looks like, in my opinion, that Autumn going to somehow have to come and help Mercedes in a sense. Something in that, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. But nevertheless, that's pretty much the bulk of the episode. Everything that took place. I'm not saying every little thing that took place, but that's the bulk of the episode. It was a decent episode, but it was like a filler episode. Not too much went on. You got to see that Autumn is plotting, planning for something. She's building something. You just don't know what it is, and you don't really know where she exactly come from, what she used to do, or whatever she was into. Other than that, decent episode. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, definitely comment, get the conversation going. Till next time.